Hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. If you joined us in the last episode, we managed to get a visual survey contract, not by flying a space plane, but literally launching a rocket over to the area, and luckily the arc was just right and we managed to nail the correct altitude. Today, in this episode, I'm going to try to rack up enough science so that I can purchase this one right here, the photovoltaics, blah blah blah, and the Probodyne Octo probe, because what I'm going to try to do is start getting enough science so we can start heading towards the moon. And I feel like if we want to get some lunar missions, it's best if we have a way to recharge our batteries. Otherwise we'll have to bring a crap load of batteries, and I just feel like it's just kind of a waste. But we only have 11 science, so what I'm going to do today is kind of construct a little like science gathering rover. And I'm going to kind of just drive around the KSC and try to gather as many reports and science as much as I can. I'm looking for about 80 science so I can get that 90 science thing over there. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to construct a little science rover. We're going to have Bob pilot it since he is our scientist here. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be very simple. So like the Mark thing command pod here. And let's see, we're going to grab a fuel tank right there, and we're going to put on the old jet engine. Of course we are going to empty out the oxidizer because we don't need it. And over here we are going to slap on there a Science Junior, because we're going to want to try to take as many like science reports as possible. I'm going to slap on a goo container right here. And of course we're going to need a, radial air intake if we're going to be using the jet engine. That should do us. And let's see, do we want a nose cone? It doesn't like to do it. Yep, doesn't want to do it for me, huh? Oh, there we go. It's kind of decent, so we'll go with that. So we got a little nose cone on there. I guess we'll go with that. That looks fine. Looks kind of silly, but oh well, whatever. Alright, we need some science, some more science. What could we throw on there? How about the temperature scanner? Let's throw it on right there. We only need one of them, because we are going to be resetting all the experiments after we use them. So we don't really have to worry about having too many of those things in. Communitron, might as well just... Actually, no, we don't need the Communitron. It's fine. And that should do us. We just need to throw on there a couple wheels. I guess we'll just pop a couple wheels on like that. And one in the front as well, just so we can steer it. Maybe a little more front-wise. We'll see how that goes. Actually, you know what? I kind of don't like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's cute. I don't know if it's really gonna work too well, but we'll try it. Let's see. Let's get Bob, our resident scientist. He will be going on this mission just to gather even more science for us. And that should do it. We'll call that the KSC Science Rover for collecting DAT science. Let's launch it. Okay, so here we are on the launch runway here. Let's just put the brake on for a sec, and let's go ahead and take the crew report. We will keep that for a nice bunch of science there. We're going to take the material bay. Nice. Observe the goo from the runway. And check the temperature. Log temperature. So right off the bat, we got a nice little batch of science. Let's see, have we done this one yet? Yes, we must have taken that one. So we gotta climb out now. Hopefully we won't fall down. That would be pretty bad, since we haven't yet invented the ladder. So we'll collect all the data from these things and we will restore these things, because Bob is a scientist and he is able to do such things as a scientist. Again, you were not able to do this in previous versions of KSP, but now we can. Alright, let's see if we can get him back in without falling off this damn thing. Alright, board. Oh, come on, board, you little bastard. There we go. There he is. Actually, you know what? We forgot to take that data. And we'll board. So now we have everything in the capsule. Very good. And now all our experiments are now reset. Now here comes the tricky part. We actually have to drive this thing around without crashing horribly. So let's go ahead and unlock the brake. And I'm just going to put this at like the least touch of throttle that I could manage. Because we don't want to be going too fast. And this thing will easily get out of control if we let it. Our legs are nice and wide. I'm just going to kill the throttle completely. And now we are officially off the runway. So let's see if we can do another crew report. And we can. This is the Space Center. We're home. So we have another set. We're in another biome. I'm just going to enable the brake so that we don't go skewing off into the wild blue yonder. Materials show little signs of change. They are judging us, yes, because this is a stupid experiment. But you know what? It's a valid experiment, and it's science. The goo seems bored. The goo somehow seems sentient. The goo is sentient, and it's upset with us for being so boring. I think that's what it's trying to tell us. Yep. Okay. Let's climb out yet again. Hopefully he does not fall off. And we will just collect the data. And we will restore the experiment. We'll just walk forward a little bit. Collect. And restore. And take. Gotta be very careful backing up here. Grab. And we will also take. And we will get inside. And that's it. Now we have 8 experiments in the capsule. So we are on a roll here. Literally, we're rolling. Well, soon to be rolling. There we go. Just the slightest, like 1% thrust. Because if we go any faster than that, I am worried about literally flipping this thing over and murdering Bob. And I'd really rather not murder Bob. He's a good dude. Luckily, I made this thing nice and wide. I'm just gonna. We're going quite fast. Let's hit the brake a little bit. Let's go check out the administrative, whatever that is, shack. The administrative shack. Oh, hello. That was a bump right there. Yee-hee. All right. Here we are. Let's see if we can. Let's peek in the windows there. There's Mortimer Kerman's hanging out in there. Let's see if we can get the crew report from the administration. Another 1.4. A whopping 1.4. Materials bay, 6.8 again. Goo. It's not bored this time. It's just being observed. And the temperature scan. There we are. So we'll just rinse, wash, and repeat. EVA report can't do it. Climb out. We'll do this thing again. Remove and restore. This is a great little way of getting some science without really doing much. We'll restore it. And we'll take. And we'll just back up very slowly. And we'll board. Oh, I always forget to do this. We must take the data. And then we must board. So we have 12. Alright, let's see. Let's actually review stored data. I don't think we have quite enough for 80 just yet. But we can just keep driving around. Let's see. Let's take the brake off, go a little bit, just a touch. And maybe we'll get some like flagpole data. Now apparently there was a glitch earlier in the first version of 1.0 where if you got data from the flagpole, it would have counted you as going to Pole, one of the moons of Jewel, which is that's kind of a funny little glitch. I wonder if we can actually take data from the flagpole. Can we take the data from the pole? The astronaut complex. There we go. This is awesome. I feel like I'm just kind of cheating the system here, but it's nonsense. We're not cheating the system. Oh, I forgot. Let's we got to do this. We'll do that, and we'll do that, and we'll do that. Log it. Now we can get out. And we'll hit the F. And we'll collect it. And restore it. Definitely recommend this if you're low on science. And you want to just grab that quick science, because I do want to get to the moon. And I just feel like I don't have enough money or science to do that yet. Not yet. But with this, hopefully, we'll be able to. Let's see if we can check the VAB. I'll just kind of skip through here. That is a mighty fine astronaut complex, if I do say so myself, though. And look at this nice vehicle assembly building here. My, how nice it looks as we rapidly approach it. Let's just go crashing through the doors. Somehow I don't think they would like that very much. Nice. Got that VAB. Let's see. Let's check the tracking station next. We'll just push ourselves this way. It's a lovely day on Kerbin. A little bit cloudy, though, I do say. Looks like we're almost at the end of day 1 here. Or is it the beginning of day 1? I have no idea. This one's a little tricky with the terrain here. Alright, we're at the very simple tracking station now. We'll have to upgrade that one next because I want to get those maneuver nodes. Definitely something we need. So we report from the tracking station. Materials bay from the tracking station. Goo from the tracking station. And a temperature from the tracking station. Alright, let's just visit the R&D department is over there. See if we can swing this thing around and head that way. That would be kind of cool if the R&D department gave us a little more science, wouldn't it? But I doubt it. I think there is a hill here. I'll have to be quite careful going down it. I don't trust these things. See, we almost flipped. There we go. I basically don't trust anything that I build. For all I know, it could just be a death machine, and they probably are. Like, look at this thing. This is ridiculous. It's just a big flammable fuel tank with some wheels strapped onto it. Ooh, get over that little hump right there. Come on, baby. Just a little push. There we go. Just a little push. That's all I needed. Let's see, are we there? Yep. There we go. And the last place I want to hit is the runway, which is in between these buildings over here. I'll kind of just swoop around like that. Here we go. Actually, what am I saying? We did get the runway already. We need to head over here. This should be our last one. Mission control. Observe. Goo. And log. Actually, we don't even need to. We could just recover the whole vessel just like this. And let's do it. Let's see what we get. Wow! I recovered 103 science just from driving around mission control, collecting all this data. So if you guys need to rack up some real cheap and easy science, that's how you can do that right there. Awesome. Bob, what do you mean no XP gain? He did so many science experiments. He should definitely get something. Jeez. What a jip. Sorry, Bob. Let's see. We have 115 science now, which we're definitely going to use to grab the electric so we can get the photovoltaics and the probodyne, which is a probe that basically can enable SAS. And we're going to be able to build then a nice little lunar design, hopefully, that we can use to get to the moon. Now, speaking of, let's see, how much money do we have? 217. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. I meant to right-click it. We need 255 to upgrade that. Oh, man. So before we go to the moon, we're definitely going to have to do a lot more of these little contract things. So let's see. We do have some time left. So let's see if we can figure out something to do here. We have lots of parachute tests, which don't really give us a whole lot, 20,000 each, but it could be worth it to check them out, along with a couple of decoupler. Now the ferry missions, like these ones are super lucrative, but like I said, before we go anywhere near the moon, we need to get that tracking station upgraded so I can get those maneuver nodes. Now, it's not that I can't hit the moon without the maneuver nodes, but it's just that it's a lot more risky to try to aim for the moon without the maneuver nodes, because you might miss it, or you know, any other number of disasters could happen. You might crash right into it. So before we do these 3 ferry missions, which I'm hoping to complete before the 2-day expiration happens, I will hopefully have enough money racked up from these contracts to upgrade the tracking station. Right. Now let's see. Let's check out one of them. The Mark 16 parachute and the Mark 16 XL. These both will give us 28,000 each, plus the radial. Now these things are difficult. If you watch my last career mode series, you have to be at such crazy specifics to get it to activate. 12,000 to 16,000 in between 100 and 1,100 meters per second. Quite difficult, but I think we can do it. So let's grab that parachute contract, and we might as well, let's see, the radial decoupler. And heck, we might as well test the decoupler, why not? Alright, got those 2 contracts. Let's go to the vehicle assembly building and build something that can test it. Simple little craft, that's all we really need. We don't have to put any science experiments on it, because we basically have so much science already. Now we need to test, what is it we need to test? The Mark 16 parachute. That's this one here. We test it every day. And we need to be going a certain Altitude, let's see. I'm gonna throw on a decoupler here. We need to test that thing too, so we'll slap that on the side as well. Try to get both of them in one shot. Doesn't have to be too crazy of a vehicle. Just as long as it gets us up there and back down again. And we'll try to slap on this thing too. We'll just throw it on the back. It doesn't even have to do anything really. Those are the two parts we're going to test. We want to fire the engine first. Then we could try to test this thing. And you know... Oh, we can't do action groups yet, can we? Nope, not yet. So we do want to make the parachute. Parachute's going to be last, isn't it? Might try to put the parachute here. We can always mess around with it, but okay, let's try it. Alright, here we are on the launch pad. It is getting kind of nighttime-ish, isn't it? Shadows are getting long, the moon's coming out. Alright, let's just get this thing throttled. And I'm not sure which one we'll see getting completed first. I'm going to gather this one because the altitude's lower and the speed is also lower. Let's just ramp the thrust up. Get this thing cooking real nice. Hopefully we don't burn this thing out. That would kind of suck. Alright, we got to get to 400 meters per second after 5,000 and that'll activate this one. In fact, we're pretty much there now. And boom! There we go. Let's throttle back. And all we have to do is get to 1,200 and then this one will work. So there it is. And that did it. Hopefully nothing breaks. That would be quite sad. I always like freak out when I'm still going up and the parachute opens, because sometimes the parachute thinks you're like done and it'll just disappear. Like as you could see where like it's gonna maybe think it doesn't need to be there anymore once we start falling. It should be right about now. This is weird. Ah, but it's okay, I think. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. Yep. So we'll just lock us in there, Jeb, at the retrograde. I'm gonna try to keep this thing, basically keep it all together to save on money. Well, never mind about saving money. Oh my god, the last minute there I was like, uh-oh. So you know what I'm thinking? I think that the parachute physics are way different because those chutes used to open up and you would immediately get the drag. That opened and just nothing happened. I think we were just too heavy. We fell like a rock. Or like a rocket. But Jeb is okay. We still have the contracts. And I think that's okay. I think we're okay. We're all alright over here. We're all fine now. How are you? I always have to slip a quote from a movie into my videos as much as possible. Okay. There we go. So that should have racked us up a good amount of money. But since we are just about out of time, I think we'll cut the episode short here. We got no science. We could have gotten more money back, but well, it's okay. We still got a bunch of money. See, now we're up to 272, which means we can buy this thing, the tracking station. But I'm gonna wait until we get a little more money because I don't want to totally bankrupt myself on upgrading this thing. I do want to get some more contracts first, but we'll do that in the next episode. We'll do some more part tests, and we'll just get ever closer to visiting that nice little white orb in the sky there called the moon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you then.